appreciation moment for that cheese. And then check this out. Look at that luscious sauce, tomatoey, umami. This thing is so jam-packed full of flavor. Lots of little secret ingredients here too, guys. You know me. This is my very luxe XO Pappardelle. Get into it, my friends. You need this in your life. Okay, so this is like the most lush bucket pasta I think we've made in a long time. A few little tricks here to get everything like super concentrated and amazing and flavorful and all the things. First little trick we're going to do is actually roast the tomatoes rather than use fresh. So I've got some really lovely cherry tomatoes here. Look, you can get one color red or lots of little colors like this one. These are really cute. Okay, they go into a pan. I want a little bit of olive oil here as well. Some salt. Always important to kind of like layer the flavor up. Everything that you're doing, layer it up with seasoning and all the different things. So I just want to give that a bit of a swirl around. And then these guys go into a super hot oven, like as hot as your oven will go. I've got mine at 250 Celsius and it's going to go in for about 10, 12 minutes until everything goes pop. You'll see. Okay, tomatoes looking amazing. Look at all that really beautiful charry kind of color on there. That is some really good flavor right there. Now, before we start cooking, what I want you to do is just get a little bit organized here. Pasta waits for no man, and we need to get the timing pretty much like spot on for the most amazing pasta. So get yourself a big pot of boiling water. You want to add in a really good, decent handful of salt. The Italians and I can agree on one thing, and that is salted pasta water. It actually affects not just the salty flavor of the dish and the pasta, but actually the pasta texture as well. A salted water will give you like a pasta that kind of sucks up more of that sauce when it gets in there. Promise. Now just let that water boil away. We don't want to put the pasta in yet. Let's get started on the sauce. Okay, hot pan, add in your butter and the garlic. And just when that butter is melted and the garlic is just starting to like perfume the room, now you want to add in your XO sauce. I've got my homemade version here. XO sauce itself, so the name of like a really fancy cognac is XO, right? And these Hong Kong chefs decided to make like the most luxurious condiment that they could make with things like dried shrimp and dried scallop, and so they named the sauce after the very fancy cognac. There is actually no cognac in the sauce though, so I don't know, go figure. But the point is, it is like jam-packed with a whole bunch of like huge, beautiful, like salty, amazing flavors. So I want like a fair chunk of that. Look, if you didn't want to make your own homemade version, you could totally buy some great XO sauces out there. So don't miss out on this pasta just because you don't want to make your own XO sauce. Okay, swirl that around. Oh, look at that color already, beautiful. Now to that, I'm going to add, yes, a whole bunch of like non-traditional Italian ingredients. Don't come at me in the comments, just make the pasta, try it first. Anyway, soy sauce, oyster sauce. You might be noticing a bit of a pattern here. All of these things, salty, packed, full of flavor. Now look at that, I mean, stir that around, you're getting some shiny, buttery lusciousness right there already, and that's kind of just bubbling away. So now we want to add in those tomatoes. Now mix those through, kind of mush them up a little, but I want to see some of those chunky tomatoes in there at the end. So now is when we want to get our pasta in. So I'm using some fresh pappardelle pasta. You could use dry pasta, you could use noodles if you wanted to. Go your own adventure. Now, just pop this into the water, and this is where you want to be really vigilant. So I want to kind of finish off the cooking in the sauce. So I want to pull these out when they're really, just before even they're al dente, like just softened. Okay, because it's fresh pasta, it happens really quickly. I want to get out some pasta water before I take pasta out. Very important, we're going to use that in the sauce later on. Now just drain the pasta, pop it into your sauce. Okay, now this is where the magic happens, friends. Come in here, have a look. You want to get that pasta swirling and coated in all of that lush sauce. And this will be surprisingly thick. So what I want to do here is add some of that pasta water in here. And that pasta water has its own like starches and thickening kind of goodies in there. But that will kind of make everything glossy and shiny. It starts out really quite loose, and then have a look at this. Just, you know, I've got the heat on low and I'm just sort of coaxing that sauce into something really thick and delicious. Now just get yourself a lot of pasta. How much pasta can you fit on one plate? Look at how amazing and luxe that looks. Oh, wow. Okay. And now, of course, I mean cheese. And then just a little smattering of some basil leaves. And there you go, my friends. I mean, does it get any better than that? That looks so ridiculous. Let me get in here. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, I can smell the basil and the cheese and that sauce. Holy smokes, like that flavor is so intense. It's like we spent hours simmering a thick, rich sort of like tomato. It's almost like meaty, like a meaty ragu, but it's not. And it's got all this complex like dried seafood, just like dried seafood flavor, like scallop and wow. Get into it, my friends. You need this in your life.